Where we last left our heroes, they were journeying through the thick forest known as the Overgrowth in an attempt to get to the Feywild, home of the god of magic, Arcanos, father of all elves. While traveling through the woods, they had a brief but tense encounter with Glycinda, the Lady of Winter, the Queen of the Archfey of Winter, Queen of the Winter Court, who offered them an ultimatum to find her daughter or ... essentially.
Or else, you know, like
you know. She did leave with the apprehension of the party would potentially be able to harm her, maybe even kill her with the equipment that they have on hand and the abilities that she had not yet seen. But with those abilities, she knew that if they were to venture into the fog surrounding the Feywild, where she believes her daughter to have disappeared to, they might be able to handle themselves. Whether they choose to or not is up in the air, as Denier got swept into this fog and seemingly disappeared before the party's very eyes as they approached it. As Wolfgang, Nara, and Asmo stood dumbstruck for what only seemed a few moments to them before running into the fog after Denier. Denier spent an entire day inside this foggy void amidst the forest, awakening in his tower the next day to the knocking at the door by the party he thought had disappeared. So you guys stand amidst this fog. The area that was behind you once now looks like it's a fog that stretches back towards eternity. And before you sits Denier's tower, where you've stood knocking for a moment. Denier woke up and stuck his head out.
Well, are you gonna let us in?
The door will open up, even though Denier's popping his Denier popped his head out, but it's you lot. Come on in. And the door.
Oh, it's us. What?
I didn't know if there was anything else in here. What took you so long?
What do you mean, what took us so long?
It's been like 5 minutes, Denier.
It's been an entire day, Wolfgang.
Okay. That's a little weird. There might be some strange magic time dilation going on in this fog.
Oh. Goody.
Yep, figured that out. Took about, when you sent a reply to the sending message, it took about 5 hours to play that out.
Oh.
My reply was my message was really fast as well, right?
Yeah, like to you it sounded like a brief yelp.
I heard a noise in my head. I think it was you trying to send me a message.
I
went by really fast.
Yep. My guess is, how long was it before you lot came in the fog after me?
It was only a matter of seconds, really. Like, within 15 seconds, you guys had walked in.
We were just behind you.
Interesting. So a matter of 15, 20 seconds equals out to about a full day.
What? Is that why she sent us in here?
That will explain it.
Listen, not for nothing. I understand the need to want to try and get other people to do your dirty work for you. I understand it. That's how I get employed. But if this was so necessary, why didn't she do it herself? I have a nagging feeling whatever the heck's going on, it just works against them especially hard.
The way she implied that we could take her in a fight, I don't think she could.
Well, did he kill that demigod? Rather, he killed himself.
Who needs to die?
No one, hopefully.
Oh. Never
I take it
mind.
back, I
Well-
take it back, I take it back.
We should probably find a way out of this fog quickly. I don't want to miss my son's 10th birthday.
Well, apparently quick is, like, really relative here, so, yes, true, you could be here for, when you said 15 seconds is a day? Christ. God, if I wanted, like, a couple weeks vacation, it would take, like, what? 10 minutes?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Just imagine. Cold as shit. Nonstop. Ugh.
Nonetheless, I'm about to get some breakfast.
Fucking, alright, what do you serve it up? Thank God you make these things, by the way.
Asmo just gestures again to the whole tower.
Daenerys
Wait.
gives a nod, and he starts wandering upstairs. You lot, how long had the group been traveling up to that point, Lanny?
You had rested the night before at Grapthar's camp.
Mm-hmm.
Traveled in this way. It had probably been like maybe like 3-4 hours traveling. So you're definitely on different sleep schedules right about now.
Well, I'm going to grab breakfast. You lot can have, lunch or a snack if you want to just, settle in. I got to pick up my supplies before we get moving.
You really are here for a whole damn day, huh?
Noticed anything here? Is there other things here?
Fog, as far as the eye can see, my observatory was useless.
Yeah,
I have a feeling if I cast Detect Magic here, I'll get blinded.
it's just
Yep.
just the same trees around you, and you don't know that for certain. But there's just like kind of like the same forest you were in, but now just surrounded by fog.
I will, for the hell of it then, cast Detect Magic.
All right. As you expected, you do see a bunch of just streaks of colors, like streaming, like looking throughout the air. It is like you're in Predator, like vision right now.
Oh, that's freaky.
As you look around, the air itself seems to kind of swirl. You can actually see the currents in the air as this fog whips and swirls around. And as you look at your companions, each of them seems to be cloaked in a different color of aura. Asmo seems to be glowing yellow. Nara seems to be glowing with this kind of black aura. Daenerys seems to be glowing green, and the energy coming off of your own hands appears to be white.
We're all giving off something.
There's also a trail of those particles kind of like leaking off of you, kind of drifting into the air a little bit.
Specifically me or everybody?
All of you. Yours is a lot harder to track as it's pure white in white fog. But with your magic vision turned on, you can see it.
So we're leaving sort of like a magic trail, is what you're describing?
Less that you're leaving the trail and more that the trail is coming off of you as if it's being pulled towards something. Like you can see the current of this slow-moving vortex kind of being pulled off of you.
Huh.
You what now?
There's something pulling our energy towards something.
What?
We're all giving off this faint magical fog, and it's being sucked into something.
Oh. It's being trailed away from you anyway.
Being trailed away from us.
Nara backs away from him and holds her nose.
It's all the same. It's all going in the same direction as well.
Give me a perception check.
16.
They seem to be drifting in the same direction, kind of like in an arc, drifting back behind you and kind of like dissipating as it goes. Almost as if like an unfelt wind is pushing it off of you.
There are strange winds blowing in this place.
Not just the ones we're seeing, like the ones you can see with your magic eyes.
Right.
Yeah. Is it like when we were in the Feywild? That land was magic. How is this different?
This is ancient magics.
More ancient than the Feywilds, huh?
You haven't been to the Feywild yet. You're still traveling toward the Feywild. The Overgrowth is not the Feywild.
Oh, I thought the Overgrowth counted as a Feywild. I apologize.
Nah, it has some of the radiation. Like there are Fey creatures that live there.
Okay, my apologies
Yeah,
for
the
getting that
Feywild
on the
is a
outskirts.
different realm.
Yeah.
No worries, just clarifying.
That line was super magical, so I was just...
Does the fogs extend into the air at all? Can we see like the sky and clouds or mountains?
Everything around you is this kind of is that foggy void. It all
Okay.
seems to give off this same illumination. You have no sense of time or day in here. That was one thing that kind of jarred you, Denier, was throughout the essentially day that you kind of had to count in your own head that you've spent here.
Mm-hmm.
The light never shifted. Nothing ever changed. It just kind of remained static.
About 5-10 minutes later, Denier wanders down from the upstairs with his bag and some jerky in his mouth. Yeah, this place is really weird. Best I can describe it, it's almost like magical fallout from what I guess is the creation of the Feywild.
What? That's insanity.
Arcanos had to cast a massive spell in order to try to find a safe place for his home, and that caused all kinds of magical fallout.
Something like this being the fallout of a spell being cast?
That's what my theory is.
If that tracks, then a spell like that is well beyond the capabilities of anything any mortal could muster. Wonder what it was.
I have a couple theories, but they're just theories at this point.
Please, I'm all ears. I'm so out of my depth on this.
So
All
it's
right.
like a big magic fart.
Okay, I'm back in.
Kinda. It's the byproduct of a massive spell.
Like I
Arcanos-
said. Big effort, big result. Like a fart. There's like a wind and everything. Right, Wolfgang?
Alan just makes a face like, what the fuck? I'm making the face that the husband does in B movie, okay? That's what I'm doing.
I don't know. It's hard to say with something like this. All I know is that we should probably find.
Don't even notice.
She just walks out.
Walked out into the fog.
Yep.
Don't wander too far.
How far
get
out do you?
lost.
How far out do you wander, Nara?
No, she just opens the door and stands outside the castle pouting.
Well, first things first. We need to find our way out of this fog. Clearly, magic's being disrupted here.
Not entirely. I mean, Daenerys motions to the tower.
How far do we have to walk? How far do we have to walk in this? And should we not like tie a rope to ourselves? Like, how do we handle this?
I think we did tie ropes to ourselves before we came in here.
Yeah,
back
you
to that?
were each holding on to a piece of, like, you were each holding on to a length of rope.
You're cracking a little bit more.
Sorry, you were each holding on to a length of rope when you came in together. Did I still crack too much there?
No,
Yeah,
we
you're,
got you.
you're
Okay.
cracking consistently now, but we can still understand you.
Oh man.
It's the
So,
magic
did you have any unforeseen difficulties when you were cast in this tower?
Did I, Lanny?
Nope. You're able to cast things just as you normally would. It was just sending to somebody on the outside of the tower that had or outside of the fog that had an adverse reaction.
No, not really. I summoned the tower just fine. I cast a dream just fine. I did all my usual stuff. Summoned Aska. Did some work on some spell components that I've got. Scribed some scrolls. I didn't see any kind of problems. The only difficulty that I really had was keeping track of time. There's no stars in the sky to keep track of anymore.
Hold on. Silly question.
Above game, what's the name of Nara's cat?
Whisper.
Whisper.
Is Whisper affected by this? Whisper could technically walk ahead of us if need be. I don't know. I'm just trying to think out loud right here because
So just gestures to the horrifying like thing.
I'm trusting you. I'm trusting all of you right now. This
Gestures to the wind.
madness to me. Ah.
Fair enough. Let me just...
The door is mostly closed on the rope that Nara is still holding as she pouts outside.
You know, I'm willing to bet this is what happened to Grabthar.
I'm willing to bet as well. We probably shouldn't stay here too terribly long.
No, I just want a sandwich, right? I'm just gonna make some food.
Aso just puts
Yeah,
in.
I've just assumed you guys have been like.
Well, I was
munching
supposed to be
and
waiting for the
nomming
microwave
what's
to be
been
free to
going
put his hot pockets in.
on. Okay.
Yeah,
What
we all
flavor?
gotta line up. Oh, you know what?
Hot pockets.
Meat flavored.
Meat flavored hot pockets. Yeah.
Kitchen's on the third floor.
Chunky beef hot pockets.
I imagined a Pop-Tart with frosting and meat inside.
That's exactly what a Pop Tart is. It's just a sugary.
Meat casing.
Hot pockets, aka redneck empanadas.
So... it's...
Oh my god.
From what we learned about Grabthar, he does he come back to that town semi-frequently, or is he sort of lost for a while?
From what you gathered from town, he would pop back every couple of months or so, always seemingly a bit older every time. Mostly just to resupply and then go back out. The first time he came back, people didn't even recognize him because he was young when he left, but then became so very old. So they just kind of take his word for it that he is who he says he is.
So he has a way to get in and out of here easily. Could I try to see if there are any, like, markings on any trees or any weird patterns of rocks nearby, or perhaps paths or patches of something?
Yeah, sure. You can go ahead and give me a survival check.
Survival.
While pouting outside, Nara would also be looking around at the surrounding area.
That's a 6.
All right, Nara, you can also give me a survival check. I'll let you know what you guys
15.
discover. Wolfgang, as you're looking around, the fog and like you kind of like switch between using your magic vision and not magic vision, just trying to find markings, anything that would look like a type of trail marker. The ground beneath you is fairly soft and like almost feels semi-marsh like, so it's kind of hard to find tracks in that specific type of soil. And on the trees, you're not having much luck in terms of finding any sort of markings there. Nara, on the other hand, as you're walking around, Wolfgang kind of walks out and starts looking at things, and you just walk away from him and start glancing around as well. You stumble across something that you find fairly interesting. It starts out as kind of something that you stumble, like you are walking and you stumble a little bit, thinking that you stepped into a hole, when you realize that the divot in the ground is in a very specific shape. Looks to be almost a Y shape with a third divot in between. So like it's a forked Y. Looks almost like a massive footprint.
This looks mildly important.
She points and stares at Wolfgang.
What have you got there? I'm just looking at a rock.
Oh,
Yeah, tell me your
probably
secrets.
a footprint. Sunblood.
Blood.
Sunblood.
Sun. Oh. No need for that. I'll go over and examine the footprint. Is it shoed?
It is in fact not like, if it is shoed, it is a very specific shoe. This footprint is about, I'd say, maybe 3.5 feet from top to bottom. Like from the at its longest point from top to bottom, and from side to side probably 2 feet. It is very large. And again, it's
Do
in
I
that like
notice if it
forked
has
Y shape.
claw marks anywhere within the print?
Give me an investigation check. Or a nature check if
13.
you're choosing. Yeah, 13 would be enough to tell you that there are little divots at the end when it pressed down on the front of its foot and moved away. The front little divots dug in a bit more, so there are either claws or talon-like appendages at the end of this thing's foot.
So whatever it is, it's got pointy claw bits.
Creature?
Seems to be. This looks like a footprint of some kind, but I don't think I've seen anything like it before.
Does it trail off anywhere?
If you wish to look for more tracks for it, go ahead and give me survival check, Nara, with advantage.
Okay. 18.
13.
As you walk towards whichever way you believe this foot was pointing, it takes you a little bit of time because you're not really sure how long this thing's gait is, but you do find a second footprint.
Was it running, walking?
Again, you're not really sure about its gaits. You could give me a nature check to try to solve that one.
3.
Unsure. You're unclear whether this thing has just really, really long legs and was walking, or if it was in a hurry chasing something and was, just pounding dirt.
So if its feet are about this long and about this wide, and it's got the pointy bits, and its feet are this far apart. Asmo!
What?
We got a big thing to murder.
Could I cross-reference the footprints with my monster book?
You could go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage.
Oh, it was going to be an 18. That's a 6.
Something about this seems familiar to you. As you're leafing through the book, you're thinking that you must have seen a monster like this in the book, but the book is of no help. So why, like, you can't remember why something like this would be familiar, and it's just kind of boggling your mind.
Oh, this is so strange. I feel like I've seen something like this before, but...
Did you read about it or something?
I could have, but not in this book.
Nara's gonna trudge up to Wolfgang and snatch the book and be like,
Well, maybe you're just reading it wrong.
and leaf through the pages really quickly.
No, that's upside down.
Wolfgang looked like he's about to protest, but he just shrugs and sighs.
What y'all looking at?
We're looking at footprints. Apparently we found something.
Denier wanders over, and Denier actually looks at the footprint.
All right. Anything you wish to discern from them?
I would just try to figure out what it is, if I've seen something like it in the past, anything like that.
Nature check, also with advantage.
Okey-doke.
And what about looking through this book? Any luck?
14.
I'll get to you in a second. You're literally only leafing through it for like maybe 15 to 30 seconds, or however long Wolfgang lets you. So,
Okay.
With that, it takes you a little bit to kind of put it together. You are looking at the footprint, and then you ponder for a second. And as Asmo steps into it, the shape of the Asmosaurus Rex pops into your head. This was left by a Tyrannosaur, what T-Wig called.
Denier leans forward, crouches down, and looks at it. A slow grin begins to cross his face. So here's where you found him.
What?
You remember those... Remember, T-Wig is from the Overgrowth.
No.
Oh.
Now what?
Well, that explains why it wasn't in the book.
Remember that big old lizard that T-Wig turned both you and Wolfgang into, Asmo?
Fuck. Asmo's like just already like going like Asmo's like just right now deep in thought.
What?
Both hands are up.
Minor image. I will create an illusory image of a T-Rex in the palm of my hand for Nara to look at. I redact that. I will make an image of the Asmosaurus Rex for Nara.
So there, standing in the middle of Denier's hand, is a yellow and black feathered massive lizard that lets out like a little unheard roar as a little banner falls in front of it.
She balls up her fists and squishes them on her face, and her eyes sparkle, and she turns to Asmo.
What is this?
I have no
Deadly.
idea.
Deadly is what it is.
Asmo's never seen himself in a mirror when he was the T-Rex, so...
This is Asmo turned into one of these things.
Yeah, big head and little arms.
Do it.
I am not. No. Why? We
Why?
don't need to right now.
Do any of us even know polymorph?
Oh God,
Yes.
no. No.
I do.
Save
I
it.
do.
Save it.
She puts
Slit
up her
it.
hands
Just squinty eyed.
and
Save it.
hesitates.
Fine.
Denier slips over to Nara's side and he holds up the image real close so she can examine every detail of it for future reference.
She
You-
squats
you
in
s-
front of it and studies everything, her eyes darting all over every section of it.
You see it as it rears its head back and chomps down on a Goliath in front of it. Arms and legs kind of wiggle until they stop moving. The head shakes as it throws the body to the side.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh, Denier, you're the best.
He closes his hand, it disappears, and then he reopens it. And this time, it is a Wolfgang version.
It
Meh.
is a large
Meh.
it is a large albino tyrannosaur with a hat.
With a hat. Oh my god, but it has a hat.
It's got a little hat.
It's got a little hat on it,
But it has a hat.
and it looks really tired.
How big are its
Like,
bags?
This is the most done. This is the most done with this shit T-Rex you've ever seen, and you've
Can
only
it have a
seen
tiny?
two.
Can it have a tiny? Can it have a tiny cigarette in his tiny hand?
I don't think does Wolfgang smoke.
No, he does. Hard being
He
a
used
Rex.
to. He used to, but he stopped when Elliot was born.
Well, there you go. Good for him.
Anyway, so one of these things is here.
Can we keep it?
I think it might try to keep us if it finds us.
I too.
What direction is this track pointing?
Seems to be going from what cardinal directions you still believe exist. It seems to be going east, northeast.
Fuck. Do I have a compass, and would it even be useful here?
Do you have a piece of do you have cartographer's tools or
Let's have a little look-see. I have some
Navigator's
kind of
tools?
tools.
Check that pouch.
I have a
think I
component
can.
pouch. I have a... I think I have a priest's kit is what I have. Ah, I don't think I have anything here that would...
have a compass in it?
I didn't know if we had compass tech yet. I was gonna ask.
Maybe an idea of a
You're-
magnet.
You're kind of like pre-industrial right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything that would work here, I don't think. In other than my own two eyes and whatever tracking
Yeah.
sense that I have.
You're so used to navigating by stars, moon, and sun that it's you almost travel without a compass by habit at times.
So we have this track. What should we do with it?
Avoid it.
No.
I agree.
I don't.
Although it's the only sign of life we found in this fog.
Yeah, the only sign of life. And if it's going somewhere, that means that it knows where to go, right?
Then again,
Wait.
if it knew how to escape the fog, it would have already gotten out of the fog.
Maybe it doesn't even see the fog. Kiwi was always...
Wait, you said you saw currents. And something trailing?
I
Blonde
saw
hair.
sort of our essences being whipped in an invisible wind. They were all heading the same direction, but
Where?
I'm not sure that there's much to that. I'll turn on my magic vision again and see if the directions changed at all.
All right, give me a perception check.
Here I go. Thanks. Thanks, Hell
Natural.
Program. That's a natural one.
Natural one. That's your second. That's your second nat one in a row. That's impressive.
Don't go
Hey,
to
help-
the bathroom.
hopefully this is just getting it out of its system. Yeah, you flick your magic eyes back on, look around with your special eyes, and
My brand.
It's hard for you to actually kind of gauge the direction that these particles are flowing right now. They're just kind of in a like dense kind of clump around you at the moment from all the movement and that you guys have been doing.
I just can't make out of their heads or tails. of
What
What's
is
going
it?
on right now?
What does it look like?
It's just a colored trail that's being blown in any which way direction.
I'm actually gonna detect magic as well because she's frustrated that he can't explain.
Denier, it reminds me of those snow globes we found in the north.
All right, Nara, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Denier digs into one of his pouches and he actually pulls out Race's snow globe number 2.
25.
25. With the 25, your eyes turn into these pools of darkness, and you can immediately see what Wolfgang was talking about. These particles of color-coordinated magic kind of flowing off of you in this very oblong sort of spiral pattern, trailing back towards the tower behind you, kind of circling out a little bit. But more than that, you see glows that don't, like, the faint trails of glows that don't appear to be ruminating off of any of you. What appears to be blue trail being chased by a very dense, like, deep kind of, like, dark yellow. Appear to be going off, appear to be trailing away from the direction that the tracks were heading.
Away from?
Yes, they are coming towards you from that direction. So trailing away from that direction are what these auras are apparently trickling
So if
from.
we were to follow that, we would be following the trail of the...
That seems to be the course of events.
Okay.
So there's a blue, there's a, like, the faint essence of a blue trail and the faint essence of a deep yellow trail, a darker shade of yellow than that is streaming off of Asmo.
Well, I think we're gonna have to go against your plan after all.
Huh?
Those tracks. There's a trail, like the auras that you said you saw.
Right.
There's one coming from that, big yellow. And there's a small blue one as well.
Small
Something
blue.
was being chased, and we don't know if we care about whatever that is. So,
Well,
we should
well,
probably
it's-
head that direction.
It's something. I think we need as much direction as we can get in this fog. I don't want to be here for too long.
And this only lasts for so long.
She points at her eyes.
So we should probably get moving.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Whatever
what are we doing? We're going now?
I'd say sooner the better.
If your theory is correct, then whatever it is chasing a human.
We gotta get moving then.
Are humans blue?
The last time I saw blue was back in the Hexwood whenever I used it on Maggie, and Maggie was blue.
Magic.
No, Maggie.
No, the blue stands for magic then. Or
No, the
human.
blue. Yeah, I think it stands for humans.
Well,
Just
We'll
like
find
you're
out.
yellow, Wolfgang is white, Denier, you're green, and I'm black. So, wanna go save a little person from my new pet?
let's get going.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do this.
All
Near
right.
stuffs the racist snow going back in his bag, and he starts heading that direction.
All right, racist snow globe firmly in satchel. You begin following these trails as you head upstream towards the what you assume to be the source. You track them for minutes go by, maybe an hour goes by. You kind of lose your sense of time in here a bit as you travel. Everything around you kind of looks the same. Nara, as the spell fades from your eyes, how long does Detect Magic last on the card?
It's only an hour.
I think. Yeah, hang on. I can pull it up too.
Oh, concentration. Up to 10 minutes? What?
Yeah, after
Is that
about
correct?
it sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after about 10 minutes, the magic begins to kind of flicker from your eyes. I want you to make me a perception check with disadvantage, Nara.
Okay. 21?
That's
Oh,
13.
wait,
13,
sorry.
disadvantage. So with that, even as it begins to fade, your eyes, something about the particles, these magic-ridden particles, you're kind of still able to get a sense for them. It's way harder to see without Detect Magic on, but now that you know what you're looking for, you can kind of see this glimmer in the air almost. Definitely not as hard-colored and hard-coded as it is when you're using Detect Magic, but something in your eyes or your genealogy or something is allowing you to track this now that you're really looking for it.
You all are lucky I know how to look for this.
She'll just keep
My
walking.
eyes are just glowing. I still have Detect Magic on.
Now, Wolfgang, you can make a perception check, just normal.
Oh boy. 10.
Yeah, you're able to see it. Your eyes aren't quite as adept as Nara's elven eyes are, but they kind of intermingle to you as you're trying to track this. In fact, it seems like this area that you're standing in now, which is kind of a clearing, as you glance around, they almost kind of form this like miasma of colors. Like this trail has so intermingled. You see these flecks of this blue energy scattered about, this gold. It looks like there was either an encounter here or some sort of like shuffle and scuffle, and you both kind of lose track of the direction just based on their trails.
Could I turn off dark vision and look for any physical signs of a scuffle?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. That would be a survival check from whoever would like to.
Slightly.
Can I
no, it's
just
the same.
give Wolfgang advantage? By
Yeah,
assisting him?
absolutely. Two of you can make survival checks with advantage if the other one would assist you. In this case, I'm guessing Wolfgang and Nara would be the best ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
With advantage, you said?
I said with advantage.
22.
11.
Wolfgang, you're wandering around. You see like footprints here, footprints there, like what appear to be like matted down grass here. Nara, you find a lovely little spot that has like this imprint of, you know this imprint very well. It's the imprint of a humanoid body that appeared to have been lying very still for quite a long time. And as you see where it pressed in its elbow and its hand to have gotten up, you see its feet, its footprints, these well-worn, kind of ratty boots leading off to, if cardinal directions are to be believed, what you believe to be kind of the northwest.
Okay.
It's this way.
Oh, okay.
And she just starts walking forward. She doesn't explain anything at all. She just starts walking.
All right, follow her.
Yeah. You got
I'll
it.
bring up the rear.
Did you find anything, blonde man?
I found general signs of scuffling, but nothing past that.
Okay. Well, let's hope they're not dead. Or
Right.
maybe we will.
Who is leading?
Nara.
I'll probably let
Alright.
Nara lead.
Nara, Asmo following up behind Nara.
All right. As you're traveling forward, Nara, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. 23.
You stop everybody behind you as you, I guess you don't really have to, but you see what is clearly a bed of fresh leaves kind of scattered over the widest part of this trail. It seems very suspicious. You see gaps in it that peer into darkness. There appears to be a pit trap in front of you.
She will hold up a hand. Look over her shoulder.
Trap. We'll have to walk around.
And then start spying a way to walk around the trap, being hyper cautious now that she knows that there are booby traps.
Okay. Peering out for other traps, go ahead and give me a perception check.
19.
It looks like that pit trap is definitely the biggest one. It's in the widest part of this trail that you are walking through. It definitely seems like it's meant for large creatures. But you're pretty easily able to navigate around it. You go around a tree, and there's a nice path on one side of it that's will make sure that you won't... I mean, honestly, you could give it a wide berth, and it wouldn't be that much of an issue. But a safe path that you notice is just around a tree and walking along the side of this pit.
I think this is meant for the big thing. The... what'd you call it? Denier?
Denier, what did you call it?
From what I understand, T-Wig always called it an Asmosaurus Rex.
An
Asmosaurus.
Asmosaurus. Well, this must be for the Asmosaurus. But
Wait, I'm confused.
Not
I'm
for
sorry.
us.
I'm confused. Why would why would this be here? Why would there be a pit shaped like what?
Because they're
It's-
trying to catch the creature that's trying to eat them. We're walking around it. since
No,
it's
but
dead.
no, I'm very. Why the Asmosaurus though? Like, the Asmo's not a dinosaur right now. That's why I'm confused.
No,
Well, that's T-Wig
in
always
game-
called you an Asmosaurus.
Yeah,
when you were-
in game
when
we
you
don't
turned
know
into
what
it.
they're actually called.
Yes.
Oh, so we're actually tracking a dinosaur right now in the snow.
There's no
Not really
snow,
snow.
and that's
Oh.
you're tracking a human right now.
Okay.
But the human's being tracked by the dinosaur.
Okay, so there is a dinosaur.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Okay,
There is
there
a
we go.
dinosaur.
We're hunting.
They
We're
just don't
start.
know
We're
the name of it.
okay. Very okay. Moving on.
Welcome back.
Welcome. I've been here the whole fucking time. I completely understood a separate story. I must have missed something there.
Okay.
Denier casts mage armor, and he follows behind.
All right. Following around this trap, now keeping your eyes out for more traps. I'm going to let that perception the previous perception ride, if that unless you would like to roll another one.
No, we'll keep that one for now.
Okay. You continue through. Every now and again, you come across another trap, a couple of trip wires here and there that look like they're attached to logs that would swing down from trees. And one more tripwire that appeared to be attached to a long string that leads off seemingly to nowhere. Like, you can't find exactly where this string leads off to.
Whoever this is likely some kind of warning bell for them. I don't know where the string goes, but likely leads to somewhere to alert them that something approaches and is this close.
Wonder how long they've been here for.
Long enough to build all of this.
Evidently. Probably get more elaborate the closer we get.
Yeah, you can make me another perception check to try to find where that string
Where the
leads.
string goes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ah. Asthma with a 19.
12.
Is this everybody or just the folks up front?
And anybody who wishes to glance around.
11.
Let's have a little look-see. Of course.
You're gonna
This
come
is
in
the-
so baller later, though.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Wolfgang. Yeah, as,
Oh,
as you all
Wolf.
as you all glance around, you can't quite seem to find exactly where it leads to, unless you decide to just follow the string physically.
We'll physically follow the string then, but also being hyper cautious of even more traps.
All right. You follow the string. It seems to be rigged along a tree and climbs up a tree. As you climb it, you find near the top appears to be a crudely made shack, like resting between, like it's almost like a small tree house built in this tree. Nobody's home right now.
Oh, this looks like fun.
Yeah, it looks like almost a hunter's perch. There's a... Yeah, that's what it looks like from the outside.
Doesn't seem like anyone's here, though. But the footprints did lead this direction. Unless they went off on a side trail. I suppose if they were just being followed, they'd be worried about them. They might just be throwing off the scent.
Speaking of scent. Is Asmo smelling? Asmo puts out his tongue. See if he can smell anything different.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I already did with a 19. Earlier.
Oh, that was where we're looking for the treehouse. This is something different. You're looking to smell something.
Natural 1.
Oh.
The air tastes weird to you. Like it smells odd. This is like the closest you've come to smelling something like this is when you were inside the Feyrunner's Nexus, like that heavy, dense, arcane smell. Something that you can't quite pierce through because you're still kind of you're not quite sense blind to the actual air yet.
Okay.
Any luck?
Nothing. Wow, we have to be very, 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 very careful.
This might not be their only safe house, especially if this area is dangerous. This might just be one of many.
No. Here's the thing. You gotta look at traps this way. The closer you get to where all the important stuff is, the more devastating those traps are. So it's just the edges. Be very, very careful.
Are there any
You don't
tracks?
suppose?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that you don't suppose this is another one of those community campsites that he set up, or is
Maybe.
this?
But the one in the snow had supplies and was a lot more welcoming than this.
It's true.
They must be constantly moving then. Maybe from place to place.
Which means they must have multiple camps. And they must not expect anyone else if it's just
No,
a
they
small
do.
shack like this.
They do. Asmo gestures to the trap. They expect a lot of people, actually.
Well, not friendly, though.
How far up is this sort of safe house again? Would it be within reach of my detect magic?
Up the tree, it is probably about 25 feet up, so yeah.
Yeah, I'd be within range. Do I detect anything from the inside? I believe my detect magic gives me
A little bit of ability to see through the walls when it comes to detecting magic.
Yeah,
as
as
well.
long as
Let
it's
me
not
check.
leaden and stuff, which it's not. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh boy, here we go again.
And faith.
I just go blind in one eye.
Here we go.
Let's see. It's coming.
I believe.
Oh!
This has to be a record. Hold on. How many this game? 1, 2,
I'm going to take
3,
a piss.
4.
Wow.
4 nat 1s out of
Connor, I
Five,
can't believe
6,
Connor for leaving the game. I can't even blame him.
7, 8, 9 rolls. Out of 9 rolls, he is over 40% on nat 1s alone.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
incredible.
Wow.
So Wolfgang takes a moment. He just kind of like looks up and he just gets a massive migraine. It's like instantly, oh, fuck it. What's the use?
Oh no.
No.
Connor will return shortly.
Is there an opening to this particular little house or what have you?
It looks like the way to get in is to climb the tree and just kind of like snake your way in through the side. It's not entirely encased. It looks like it's there as kind of a lookout tower, but it is very much gillied with leaves and weeds and vines to try to stop anything that might be looking for it from noticing. Very well hidden. Almost like this is set there by somebody who is very adept at hunting, tracking, and ambushing.
So from where I'm standing, would I have like a clear sight into it, or would I have to position? I know that you said you'd have to climb a tree and then crawl into it.
Yeah,
but...
you'd probably, in order to get a real good view on the inside, from this angle you're not going to see much except for like the gillied over windows that are there. So you'd probably have to get closer up the tree to get a real good look inside.
Okay, the tree where you start to climb into it and that's within 25 feet?
Yeah, you guys can stand at the trunk of this tree. It's basically right where you found that bell tripwire, or whatever you believe that tripwire leads to.
Okay, and alright, and that's strong enough to hold a person.
Yeah, you can climb it. Fairly, like, it's a tree that's meant to hold this fort, so you assume that or the, lookout, so you're assuming that that's also meant to hold a person inside of it.
Nara's gonna keep looking for tracks, the human tracks.
Sure. Go ahead and give me survival.
18.
As you've gotten further away from the scuffle points, it seems that they've been doing a much better job of hiding their tracks, but you're still able to get a good sense of where they've been and what tracks are freshest. Looks like it leads a little further past this point. It looks kind of off towards these, towards some kind of rocky precipices that you can see vaguely in the distance.
There are more tracks over here. They're pretty good at covering things up. Could this be your grabby friend?
Maybe. I don't know exactly, I don't know how the auras work with gnomes. Denier is going to go ahead and he is going to phase step his way up to the entryway.
All right, you use Misty Step, and since this thing is literally balanced between two branches, there's no good foothold, so you're going to have to raise your arm up and grab onto the tree and one of the branches to get some stability the instant you step through this fog. It gives everybody around you a quick jolt of, oh no, not again, as you seemingly walk behind a wisp of fog and disappear again for a moment.
Freaky.
Uh-oh.
These, claws are going to dig into the branch since I do have a climb speed, and I'm going to poke my head in.
All right, as you approach this window, it's covered over by loose vines with leaves and other bits of flora kind of strewn throughout it to cover it up. So you kind of have to part that like a beaded curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Looking inside, the first thing that kind of hits you is this unwashed man smell. Like it's a musty odor. On the inside there are little like tiny bones kind of scattered around the floor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a makeshift stool like bench kind of built along the trunk of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And some very well-worn elbow and forearm markings along the pane of each window from where you're assuming this person was sitting and either tracking prey or aiming or hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And notches carved along bits of the framing here and there. You're unsure what they represent.
How many notches?
Hundreds. All with the 1, 2, 3, 4 slash for 5.
I can take a guess. And there's no signs of like any kind of anything left behind apart from the bones and the stool. This is just basically an empty location that's all kinds of stank.
You can give me a survival check to see if there's anything besides the immediately obvious things.
Nope, that's a 4.
Nothing that immediately pops out to you in this admittedly very well shaded and kind of darkened area. Even with your night vision, your eyes still have to adjust to it.
Mm-hmm. Daenerys going to go ahead and climb himself back down.
But you were able to gather that, yeah, following the string, it did in fact lead to a what looked to be a very large kind of gourd.
Mm-hmm.
And investigation of that gourd, when jostled, it lets off a little kind of rattle.
Yep, the string is a warning sign. Up in the shack, there's a gourd, and inside of it is a bunch of little beads or something. There's a lot of markings up there, all over the place. This thing is well lived in, and it is all kinds of nasty up in there.
So they've been here for a while then.
One can assume. If those markings are the amount of time that they've been here, it could also mean the number of times that certain prey has come by. Obviously, this is a hunter stand.
Think over this way. If they did leave somewhat recently, we might be able to follow them if we go after these footsteps.
All right. You think that's what we should do then?
Seems like the best idea.
Has Wolfgang recovered from his migraine?
Just about.
One thing that I would suggest, we may want to begin rationing food. We don't know how long we're going to be in here until we can find a better source inside of here.
Let's see. I have 12 rations.
Around what I got. I think about 10, 12, 15.
I have
I get extra.
6.
26. Wow.
I've got 17 normal, and I've got 5 days worth of modest food.
So,
The hell is modest food?
Stuff that I can actually cook that's not trail rations.
Fair enough.
so altogether we have 12 plus. How much did
I
you
got-
say, Admiral?
I got 10.
12 plus 10 plus 6, you said, Nara?
Yes.
Plus 10 plus 6 plus 17. That is math. 8, 30, 40, 45 rations altogether.
So we've got enough for about 10 days for all of us.
We better not have to resort to cannibalism.
Does she lick her lips at that? Or
She stares very intently.
Out of all of us, she'd be the one to start murdering for food first, I think.
Her hand
don't know.
twitches near her side.
I feel like Asmo gets pretty hangry sometimes. All right. So, Nara has found the tracks where they lead off to. What do you just continue to follow those tracks?
Yep. Also being very mindful of traps and any other tracks that might have followed.
All right. Go ahead and give me another perception check to keep your eye out for traps.
Okay. Oh, wait, why did that go? 16. Oh, okay. So also 16. So great.
Double 16. Thanks, Roll20. You sure seem
Thank
on
you.
your ball today. At least it's consistent, even if it's consistently bad. Anyway.
Connor. deeply. I'm sorry, buddy.
Breathe deeply in Distortion Devil. All right, you continue traveling forward, and another few minutes pass, and let me check something. Yeah, you see some fairly obvious traps here and there, little some things that are actually meant for creatures significantly smaller than you, which are very easy to avoid. Some that are meant for what appear to be medium or large size creatures, which a few of which you narrowly avoid. You come very close to springing a spike trap.
Ooh, this one's saucy.
Like your foot was just about to cross the line of a tripwire, but you could just feel that pressure at the end of your toe, and you kind of backed it off and were able to point it out to everyone.
She turns and smiles really big.
Well, look at this.
And as you walk around that one, I need everybody to make me a dexterity save.
Oh no!
Okay, here we go.
Fuck.
12?
14.
15.
14.
You know what? The only one who was able to avoid it was Wolfgang.
No.
Oh my god.
As you each kind of step around the side, you hear a ka-ching. Nara, Asmo, and Denier are each startled by a rock as it comes hurtling down from the treetops above, off to your side, so you think it's not going to hit you. And you're correct, but Wolfgang, coming from a family of hunters, immediately recognizes what's happening, dives out of the way before a net snares each of you and drags you up to the treetops.
Ah! God damn it! Fucking net!
She immediately turns to Wolfgang.
Why didn't you warn us?
I only just saw it.
Yeah, you're each dangling about, I'd say 15 to somewhere between 15 and 20 feet up in this very well laced vine net. It's laced. The vine itself is laced with leathers and plant fibers, so it's pretty dense and sturdy. Very well crafted, well made.
Nara pulls her pixie stick out, puts it under her back, and starts cutting at the ropes.
Give me a sleight of hand with disadvantage as you are encumbered, or as you are kind of entangled in this net with two other people that are jostling around.
Okay. 8.
God's sake.
You're not able to get your elbow free in order to put the pixie stick away, or let alone reach your knife or Tango Muerte right now. You're having some issues here as everybody's kind of jostling to do the same exact thing at the same time.
Very frustrated. Get off of me.
This is absolutely crazy. Denier!
Are
Did
they
you burn the nets up or something? I can't
they
even get my
high enough
goddamn
up?
knife.
Are they high enough up where they would take damage if they fell?
Yeah, not a whole lot, but they'd take some fall damage. like 20 feet worth of fall damage. And with that, you hear... Actually, Wolfgang, go ahead and give me a perception check. I know. Dangerous recipe right now.
We'll throw him one of these. 8.
Oh.
Hey, it's not a nat 1, but it's an 8.
Hey, we're getting there.
You hear a leaf, you hear a twig crack behind you, Wolfgang. As you turn, you see a shadowed over figure with a gray beard kind of dangling out from under this hood, holding up a very well-weathered crossbow. Impossible.
I take it you're Grabthar.
I finally lost it. The voice starts to like cackle and laugh as the crossbow remains steady in his hands, like slightly shaking, but ever pointed at you. What sick magic is this?
What is happening? How long you been alone there, old man? Yeah, we're up here right now.
Hi.
There's 4 of us, actually.
The crossbow points upwards for a moment, then back down. I've been in here for 15 years.
Cool. Can we come down now?
He pulls back his hood, and you see the grayed, weathered, old face of Miguel.
Oh my god.
What?
And here is where we will take a break. Hey guys, Lanny here. I just wanted to thank you for rolling with us. And if you wanted to catch us live, you can do so almost every Monday at 5 o'clock Central Time over on twitch.tv/LannyPator. Now, back to the show. So standing before you is the weathered, old, haggard, wild-eyed face of your once familiar cousin, as everybody else behind you is still struggling to get out of the nets dangling from the tree.
His eyes are just wide and his mouth is agape.
Miguel.
This must be another cruel trick. Either that or I finally snapped.
No, Miguel, it's me. I'm here. It's Wolfgang.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. 23.
Even if it's not you, I don't have it in me anymore. If you're a spirit here to take me away, then just do it, damn it! He lowers the crossbow.
When he does, I'll just slowly approach him and wrap him up in a hug.
He just kind of like leans. He leans in on you. You can tell he is haggard, tired, still like very fit for how old he has gotten, but he is done with this shit. Like, he has been here for far too long.
How old does he look exactly?
He looks older than your father did before he died.
God. Oh my god.
And your dad died when you were like, you know, just turning into an adult. So he was in his like 40s, low 50s. So he might be underestimating that 15 years.
I just feel so fucking terrible for this fictitious person who's not real. God damn it. Fuck. Oh.
I'll just... does he have, like, ridiculously long hair, too?
It's not ridiculously long. It seems to be kind of tied back in a small knot, and when it gets too long, you can tell by the uneven pattern of the hair that he probably just kind of cuts off the longest length with a knife.
Okay.
But it's definitely a hack job with no real effort put into it.
What on earth?
How are you so young?
This place is dilated time.
That explains much.
Seconds turn to days on the outside. We have to get you out of here.
Oh, you're serious? Do you know the way?
We'll find the way, Miguel.
Okay. Miguel, like, as he's kind of like looking at you, just his eye just shifting back and forth from making eye contact to glancing out, he grows stiff for a moment and his ears kind of twitch. Everybody can make a perception check.
Okay. 12.
Nat 1.
Natural 20.
Oh my god!
You guys are still
on to you. 8.
We're still in the trap.
You guys are kind of rustling around up there, kind of like arguing and jabbing each other, like with your elbows. Asmo, you're the only one up there that picks up the boom in the distance.
Was it what was it just once or twice?
Boom. Boom.
Something's coming!
Boom. Nara, at the 6th or 7th boom, as it gets louder, you can now hear it.
Did want to meet this thing this way? Can we get us down now, please? Please.
Get us out of this goddamn thing!
Okay, Asmo immediately pulls out his fire ant out of the actual his flame.
You gave away Fire Ant.
No, I did. I forgot. I'm so sorry. That was a foolish mistake.
So, as this is happening, Miguel grabs you, Wolfgang, just kind of dives behind a tree. Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, God.
19.
All right. As he does so, you hear... you now hear kind of like what he's pointing out. This boom, boom, boom. Asmo, the rhythm is too much unless the creature is like running double time. And then as the net that you're like trying to jostle to free yourself from turns, you see 2 encroaching shadows in the mist.
2. Okay.
And with that, I need everybody to roll initiative.
No, shit.
Those who are tied up in a net, disadvantage.
Great. 11.
We have to roll it twice.
Oh my
Nat
God.
1.
Wait, what?
15 is my lowest.
Yeah, roll twice because it's with
Oh, okay.
disadvantage since you're stuck in a net.
16, so 11.
11, 15, and a nat 1. Could be worse.
All right, let me get these ducks in a row here.
No, wait. Yeah, I could.
Wolfgang's 14, Asmo's 15. Here, let me get you some fancy dancy music while this is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you know. Where are my regular ass battle themes? Why are all of my music things?
The music
expanded?
likes to reset.
It does.
Mm.
Holy fuck.
This should do. All right. Now I'm gonna mark out these advantages or these initiatives here. Wow, this is cycling a lot more than I thought it was. There we go.
I love this one. I bob to it.
Hell yeah.
No pun intended, Bob.
I'm trying to figure out how Connor threw his curse on me.
Oh no.
Well, there's no time for that, as let me... Oh shoot, I don't have a Miguel on here. You'll be Miguel for now, smiley face. And I can pull you guys over to the battle map.
Oh, there's a battle map! Oh no. Holy fucking
there's a battle
shit.
map.
It's 2 dinos. Oh god.
And you guys are the bait.
Hooray.
So, the first T-Rex begins charging in. Boom, 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 boom.
We gotta play
And-
this. You gotta play those Jurassic Park sound. Oh no. Hey, I love that roar.
It's a great roar.
So good.
All right. It is immediately going to make a bite attack at the person that is in the front, which would be Nara.
Shouldn't it smell first? Go taste a little bit.
Okay, yeah. You get the like it shines its eye up towards this dangling pouch. And then rears its head back. Its feathers all kind of like ruffle as it goes in for a chomp. That's a 19 to hit.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yes. That is going to deal 21 points of piercing damage.
Okay, great.
But as you are already grappled in this net, you do not need to worry about being grappled by this creature. It is then going to kind of like thrash about. Makes one attack with a bite and one with a tail. And swing its tail now that the sack is spinning. Gonna roll in thirds. It is going to swing towards Denier, and that tail is going to be a 16 to hit.
I'm
And
gonna
where,
shield.
where did this thing bite me, by the by?
So it just kind of like wrapped its mouth around the best part it could get. You got fangs kind of digging into your ribs and your midsection just beneath your ribs, and other fangs kind of biting into your forearms as you're trying to protect yourself from this thing. So it takes a nice, messy shoosh out of you as it spins. And Denier brings up a shield just as the tail is about to collide with the sack, the net that you're dangling from. And I'm guessing that negates the attack.
Yep, it boosts my AC up to 21
All right.
for the entire round.
That is the T-Rex. Asmo, it is your turn.
Okay, so am I able to pull weapons out at normal, or would it be a disadvantage because I'm in a net?
I'll say in the amount of time you've had, you've probably been able to work one of your weapons into your hand. Any attack you make on the creature will be at disadvantage. But if you wish to just kind of cut the net loose, that is something that you could conceivably do.
I'm going to be using Chimera Fang to do that then. Would I be able to change the weapon when I land, though? And or I'm about to cut a net. Let's see what happens.
All right. I'm going to say with Chimera, this will be a sleight of hand with advantage.
Sleight of hand with advantage. Alrighty. 16.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right, you're able to work Chimera out and slice through the net enough so that you topple through. Make me an acrobatics check as you fall.
Absolutely. 11.
All right, that's going to reduce the fall damage by half as you fall 20 feet to the dirt. Instead of taking 10 damage, you take 5.
Whew. Ah! Okay. Ow! Ow! Bit my lip.
And Nara and Denier, you both kind of tumble towards that hole that Asmo cut, but are still somewhat entangled. You'll have to work your way through using your movement on your given turn.
Is that it for my turn then?
That would be your turn, getting out of the net. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to.
I'll say that as you get up, you can still use half your movement to move wherever you'd like.
Yes, half my movement. You said.
Yes, and you can still have a bonus action.
Oh, I can still have a bonus action as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna love what Asmo's about to do. Is this right here, Nick? To the right of us here. Is this a rock? Is this
That's the tree that you were dangling from.
The tree? Okay, so if I went here, would I be able...
Yeah, you'd be able to cross that way, just over the roots. Kind of parkouring along the tree.
Okay, because Asmo's immediately gonna do that, but the point is I wanted Asmo to make noise to try and get its attention.
Okay, go ahead and give me a performance check.
Alright, why are you guys chickens? Why are you chickens?
Bad performance. That's a 5, Nick.
It's it's more interested in the meat that is currently bleeding in front of it.
Which is me. I'm the meat.
You are the meat today. With that, Wolfgang, it is your turn.
Okay, fuck. I just look over the log and I see these huge fuckers that are biting at the sack that all my friends are in. I look over at Miguel. Fuck. And I'm gonna run out.
All right. Dangling beneath. I'll just shift Nara over to where Asmo was.
Okay.
I run out and I slide on the dirt. I get up to this thing's leg. I pull out Crescendo, and I'm gonna try and whip it towards this thing.
All right, you whip it at the most exposed meat you can find. Go ahead.
Natural one.
As you're pulling Crescendo out, you pull it out in an arc, and it chunk gets caught in the tree beside you.
Well, fuck.
Dear Lord.
I dispel it and make it reappear in my hand, I guess.
Loosening it from the bark of the tree, you now have it appear in front of you in your hand once again. Luckily, the creature didn't see you, so you're not embarrassed by this or nothing. You're just
okay.
Not having a great.
Let's
time
try that
with
again. Thirsting Blade. Here we go.
Thirsting Blade. Let's go.
One more time with feeling. 20 win.
Ooh.
That'll hit.
do.
Okay.
Well, that'll stop him.
That's gonna be 8 slashing damage, and I'm going to pour in some Divine Fury into that, and I'm going to Eldritch Smite.
All right, Eldritch Smite away.
Yep. It takes plus another so 6d8 force damage. And what size category is this creature?
It is huge.
It's huge.
It's
Not a big
huge.
boy.
Perfect. Perfect. If it is huge or smaller. So 6d8 force damage. That is 23 force damage.
Good lord.
23 force damage. All right.
And it is prone.
All right. You try to lash out with Crescendo. It gets stuck in the tree. You let it disappear from your hand as you're bringing your hand further forward. You resummon it into your hand as you continue swinging the arc. You strike it right at the midsection, right where its legs meet its hips. It lets out a startled as it crumples to the ground. And as it winces in pain, it opens its eyes. Its iris dilates and then contracts and stares squarely at you.
And it's going to see my barrel pointed right at it, and I'm going to bonus action with my gunslinger feat. Fire Requiem right at it.
Go for it.
Her! I said her!
23 hits.
for 6 piercing damage.
And as it opens its eye, dilates on you, boom! Right up its nostril, a bullet pierces into its flesh. It once again winces, shakes its head violently back and forth. It is now Miguel's turn, who will take your position, kind of whip around, use his crossbow, and take a shot at the beast. That's a 19 to hit, so that will most certainly hit. Let's deal some damage there, Miguel. A bone-white bolt flies forth and strikes the creature as it's opening its mouth to roar at you, square between, like, right at the intersection of its jaw into its, like, lip and the back of its mouth. Miguel will take a second shot. That's a 23 to hit. This one deals a little less damage as it kind of like pierces its eyebrow. Alright. Not wanting to be left out of the party, second T-Rex did see you, Asmo, as it's tracking from movement.
Has it considered?
All right, you can't see if we stand still.
A nice little misnomer that's completely untestable, but...
That's true.
Oh, fuck. That's a nat 20.
Oh.
As you're keeping your eyes on this other one, you kind of lose track of this other one, which runs up basically behind you. Hey, I don't know. I'm trying to explain how this shit happens. You're trying to get this one's attention, and as you see this blur of movement kind of streak past you, you look up as this large lizard is lunging down on you and grabs you straight in its jaws, biting down very hard, keeping you like right at the midsection. You are practically vivisected by this thing. I have to... That is 45, or yeah, round it up. 45 points of damage.
Wow.
Jesus.
Just 1 second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 45, you said?
Yes. 45 points of damage, and you are considered grappled.
Oh
I
my
gotta take my headset
God.
off to do the math. Woo! Okay. Sorry, I had to do some heavy math there. Okay.
Plus side, since you are now in its mouth, I don't think it can smack you with its tail, and it can't really use its tail attack on anybody else since the other T-Rex is blocking it from this position. So
Watch out! It has a tail attack.
is what you're getting as you're being slapped against this thing's tongue.
How good
Pierce.
are the am I in its mouth holding up open its mouth right now? Is that the level of what's happening here?
With the nat 20, you are like literally its jaws are clamped around your stomach and back. Like you are in its mouth being thrashed about. You just took a massive amount of damage from this thing.
Really good practical effects on this shot.
Very good.
Now we had to get into the shot. Had to get to the shot early, 5 hours early to do all the blood.
Yeah, this thing is doing its damnedest. If you were weaker and did not have some damn fine armor on, this thing would have bit you in half.
Oh.
Pretty much the mithril plate just fucking blocked that.
AKA.
Yeah, but
me.
you're still bleeding heavy from
Oh,
the
yeah.
midsection. All right, so that is T-Rex number 2. Nara, you're up. Still in the net, but you have a way out.
Okay. She will get to the hole, get on the pixie stick, and get farther back. Try and maybe get back near where Miguel is.
Let me see. Does this sucker have reach? Yes. Okay.
Oh.
So if you don't want to get swiped at,
But I need to
the
stay
action
put.
you'd want to take is a disengage action.
Actually, she's gonna come out and cast Stone Skin on herself.
Okay.
and then send out Whisper to the red one.
All right. Down on the floor where your shadow meets the land, your precious kitty once again stretches itself out and prepares itself for battle.
And she will point at the red T-Rex. And wincing, just gesturing for it to go after him.
Whisper knowingly begins to pounce and leap. Would you like to use any of your movement?
Yes. Now, wait. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna try and move back. How do we know how far this thing reaches?
It is 10 feet. You are still within it.
Okay, then I'm going to try. I know he's gonna take an attack of opportunity, but I'm gonna try and scoosh back to where Miguel is.
All right. As it is standing back up, it swings around with its tail to try to thwack those that were being mean to it and not letting it eat them. Kind of well over your head, Wolfgang. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Damn, yeah.
All right, so that tail smacks you out of the air for 17 points of bludgeoning damage. Cut that in half because of your stone skin. But I do want you to make an acrobatics check real quick just to stay on the pixie stick.
That is a 20.
Sure enough, you're able to pilot that thing while getting smacked square in the lower back by the tip of this thing's tail. It feels like what would have been a mace.
You said it was 17?
Yeah, so you would take 9 points of damage instead when it's cut in half.
Okay.
And rounded up.
Okay.
Alright, so go ahead and move yourself where you wish to move as Whisper starts lunging forward towards the red T-Rex. Tries to Velociraptor from Jurassic Park it by like leaping up on its back.
Dun 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 dun.
And with a nat 20, she does so quite well. Just leaps up there, claws in, bites down hard on the neck. The T-Rex starts swinging around wildly, Asmo still in its mouth. You think it's still thrashing, but right now it's Whisper biting into its neck. Dealing. All right. A nice chunk of damage. Denier, you're up.
All right, first thing Denier's going to do is Denier's going to activate Feline Agility. He's going to use his bonus in speed to roll out of the net down to the ground. How much speed did that take up, climbing out of the net?
I've been using it as kind of half your movement, so whatever your Feline Agility is...
It doubles my move, so I have...
So yeah, you still have your full move.
Right.
It do give me an acrobatics check unless your Feline Agility negates 20 feet of fall damage.
It does not. Acrobatics 14.
All right.
The law of silent. But the law of silent. Oh my god, law of science. Jesus.
You still take 10 points of damage as you fall. You just kind of like land on the dirt on all fours, but you still kind of collide into it.
See, Nick, this I gotta show you some Garfield comics that will explain scientifically why this is not possible. Okay,
yeah, we'll have that discussion, that scientific discussion at a later date.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Daenerys
so you still have the rest of your movement.
Yep, Denier is going to run over here, and given that Blue Boy has used his reaction, he shouldn't be able to get an attack of opportunity on me.
Correct.
And Denier moves over here. He turns. He points at Blue Boy. And he's going to fire a green ray at it.
All right.
He needs to make a dexterity save, DC 17.
He rolled a 16, so no dice. He has +0 dex and rolled a 16 on the die.
He takes 81 points of force damage.
So Wolfgang, as this T-Rex is about to like lunge its maw towards you, you kind of like close your eyes and wince for a second, expecting to get snapped at, and then you just feel this trickle of dust cross your face as Denier essentially Thanos'd one of the T-Rexes.
Good.
Deleted!
And that ends my turn.
Fuck!
Yeah, Asmo,
Mean.
we're back up to you. You need to make a to do an escape attempt. That would be either acrobatics or athletics. Unless escape artist is a thing, I don't remember. If
I
it's
do
a
not
thing.
have it though, but I will
Okay.
be doing acrobatics to get out. I mean, it's more of a strength. If it's clamping down on me, it feels like more of it's a strength thing. Truthfully.
I'm playing this as it's kind of like opening its jaw and closing it, trying to chew on you. So in that moment where its mouth is open, you can try to slip out.
For flavor, can I say how I get the opportunity to try and do this if it works?
Absolutely. Let's see if it works first.
26!
That works. How do you do it?
Ooh.
Oh, you know how I do that? It's going to go for a clamp, and then I turn... God bless it. I turn Chimera into Stinger. The spear.
All right. So you
Okay.
hold it. So you hold its mouth open with the spear as you slide your way out. Is that also the weapon you wish to attack with this turn?
Yeah, that's what I've decided I'm going to be using. So I
right,
bit
so go
down
ahead
a
and-
bit into a spear, essentially.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack then.
Oh, I'm going to try and hit him right in the guts, and that's a 13.
That just hits. Yeah. So as it bites down, it bites onto Stinger.
6 plus 4 poison.
All right. And this creature is, it seems upset by the poison. So this is not one of many D&D
But I was
monsters
told
that is
poison
immune to
wasn't-
poison.
That's impossible. That's impossible, Nick. Everything's immune to poison.
Not this T-Rex, it ain't.
What?
All right, so as it bites down onto Stinger, it opens its mouth up, and you're able to gingerly land back on the ground. It's still kind of flailing about, trying to get Whisper off its back. And you still have, I believe, 2 more attacks.
Oh, that doesn't count as my whole turn.
No. You're.
Oh, 2 more attacks and 2 more Stinger stabs.
Go for it.
Ha ha!
16
16.
hits.
9 plus 1 and ha ha! 17.
17 also hits.
Excellent. I'm loving that. And that is 10 plus 5. Ooh.
All right, so you leap down, you jab it square in the hip. It kind of buckles for a moment. You pull that out, do a nice little spin flourish, try to stab it right in the chest, where its little tiny arms wriggle violently. As you pull it out, these welted wounds like begin to kind of like boil up as if they're spider bites or bug stings. Appropriately.
Asma kind of falls, just kind of holds his gut. He got bit hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you were not wearing the armor you are wearing, you feel like your guts would probably be spilling out right now.
Who's a dumbass now?
Why would you get that, Asma? Why would you get that?
Right here, this moment, this right here.
Wolfgang, you're up. I can't hear you if you're talking, Connor.
And how about now?
Now I can. I was gonna say
So-
you dart off to the side silently.
Seeing as how Denier just that T-Rex,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run over here. I'm gonna flip Crescendo in a reverse grip. I'm going to point at the T-Rex that had Asmo in its mouth, and 3 beams of light will fire out of my fingertip, and I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
All right, go ahead and do those with +3 to hit, as you are technically flanking from this side.
Ooh.
Both Whisper and
Interesting.
Asmo have its
18
21 will hit.
for 4 force damage. Another one
Another one.
for 27
That'll hit.
for 7 force damage. And finally, 16.
Also hits.
19.
Yeah, 19 also hits.
For 9 force damage.
All right, as this thing is like still trying to whip Whisper off of its neck, It's now kind of boiling over with these stab wounds, one in its mouth of all places, one in the chest, and one in its hip. It's bombarded from the side, boof, 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 with these arcane blasts, almost taking it to the side like broadside cannon fire. The knee that was stabbed begins to weaken and kind of like trickle down a little bit, but it manages to keep its footing. Miguel, seeing what you're doing, shifts over to the other side, takes aim. Yeah, okay, this dice is being very kind today. Nat 20s.
Oh, okay, good.
My turn yet.
Oh, sorry. What else would you like to do? I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold Miguel's.
Action.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold
Okay.
Miguel's nat 20 though.
Well, for my bonus action, I'm going to see that Asmo's very badly hurt, so I am going to spend all 4 uses of my healing light to heal him for 4d6, I think it was?
God bless.
Yes, 4d6 plus... Yeah, 4d6. Da-da-da-da-da.
I hope it's
Da-da. 11. You get
Yay!
You can feel your wounds in your gut and back try to begin to knit themselves closed. It's still searing with pain. You're still bleeding a lot, but man, do you feel like
I give
a lot of the more internal damage is healed up.
I give a pain thumbs up quickly to Wolfgang. Thanks. Ow.
Meanwhile,
And that'll be my turn.
Miguel fires off another bone white crossbow bolt, which fires straight into this thing's eye. Is going to follow that up. The second shot. Less good, but still hits. So yeah, this thing is now one-eyed. And it has another bolt kind of like stuck right above one of its tiny little arms. And for its turn, it is going to immediately whip around with its tail to smack Asmo if it can. That is a 22 to hit.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. We're class 19, but yeah, I can't. No, I won't be able to block for that. I don't have my shield out.
All right, so you're smacked up against the tree
Punk!
for 17 points of damage.
Oh.
Wow.
You feel extremely rattled, and it's going to go for the thing that's been stinging it and is the most immediate treat and threat as it lunges down for another bite. That is a 29 to hit. Yeah, there's no stopping that one. And that's going to hit for...
Oh, God. Oh, God.
All things considered, those were fairly low rolls,
Oh,
but 19 points of damage.
Whisper cat.
It's 4d12 plus 7 is its bite attack. Just for reference, it is
That's pretty nasty.
aggressively strong, which is why when you turn into one, it fucks shit up.
That's
Oh
2
my
hits with the
God.
great sword.
Mm-hmm. But Nara, it is now you're up as it is currently snacking away on Asmo, who is once again trapped in this thing's jaws. As it lunged down and just picked him up and starts thrashing him about again. Whisper's trying to stay balanced on its back, but it had to like kind of fall back and is now ready to try to leap up again after your turn.
Let me think. I'm just gonna Tango Muerte at its throat.
What's the range on Tango Muerte?
I believe it's long enough for that. It's a 30, which I think I'm right at.
There is
Am
a
I?
tree between you and it, so you would have to adjust yourself.
Oh. So I would just need to scooch forward a little bit, though, right?
Yeah, like you either scooch to the side or you scooch up. Yeah, one way or the other.
Okay. Well, I'll scooch forward, and then I will.
For the record, this thing is the tree. This big blob.
What is? Oh, I
So
see.
yeah,
Oh,
so either
I
over
see that.
here or over here would give you your vantage point.
Yeah, I'll go there then.
All right.
And then I will Tango Muerte.
All right, go ahead and attack.
Boink. 15.
15 hits.
9 slashing, 2 necrotic.
11 points of damage as Tango Muerte carves a Glasgow smile up the side of its face.
And then I'm going to go for another as my bonus and try and see if I can saw off the side of its jaw.
All right, Tango Muerte away.
20.
20 will hit.
10 slashing, 4 necrotic.
And as you bring Tango Muerte back down, kind of carving this X-shaped pattern on the side of its thick, leathery, scaled face, its jaw seems to weaken a bit and starts to hang open. It's still holding on to Asmo, but it is not looking so hot right now as Whisper takes this cue to leap up. What the fuck is with this dice today? That's another nat 20. I think even at minimal roll, Whisper will kill it. So how does Whisper kill this T-Rex, Nara?
So Whisker sees the X shape that's been put into the side of the mouth. Whisper's going to jump into that hole, look at Asmo, and then claw its way up into its head and bust out of its eye.
Okay, so seeing that cross-marked scar on the side of its face, Whisper bares its claws, leaps with all of its might, rends both of those weakened pieces of flesh apart into the jaw. Asmo, you see the bloody blood-covered shadow cat Whisper kind of purr at you for a little bit before it bares its teeth, look up, claw into the roof of this thing's mouth. As the rest of you on the outside see its eyes roll into the back of its head, you see one of them begin to bulge out as Whisper pops out through the eye socket of the T-Rex.
Good kitty.
Asmo just kind of tilts his head a little bit when he sees that, like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. The T-Rex topples to the ground on the side. Its mouth slacks open, and as the tongue rolls out, so too doth Asmo.
Nara will run forward to go check on Asmo.
You okay?
Whisper, covered with blood, walks up to you, just butts its head against your side, and slowly sinks back into your shadow with a purr.
She scritches the top of Shadow's head as they dive into the shadow.
As your shadow bristles around you.
I'm going to use my Azamar ability, Healing Hands, to heal Asmo for 11 points.
Thank you.
Thank you. 11 points, you said?
11 points, yeah.
All right, I'm back up to where I'm at.
Yeah, that's scary. I'd hate to fight that.
We just did 2 of them.
Yeah.
Denier, good work.
Right back at you, Wolfgang. How you feeling, Asmo?
I'm a cat person now, I guess. Good kitty.
Just rubbing the head, holding his gut, still rubbing the kitty's chin. Good kitty. It's a good kitty. It's a good kitty.
Miguel begins running out with a knife in his hands and starts carving at the choice meat.
Yeah, there's a lot to cut up there. It's like bones and
like a madman. He starts. First thing he goes for is the tongue.
Ooh. Connoisseur.
That generally is the best part.
It's the most readily available and the freshest.
Well, it's your lucky day. Not only do you have fresh meat, you got a kitchen you can cook it in.
Nara's eyes widen. Her eyebrows shoot up and she slowly turns to Asmo.
You were one of those?
You said you had polymorph, so apparently.
I'm saving that for a special day.
That's what I can only describe is just Asmo looks at the camera. There's no other way. Like, I like Ben Wyatt in this moment. It's like just I don't know what to do.
What does that mean?
No further context given.
What does it mean?
Denier grabs a knife from his boot, and he would like to try to carve as well.
Any specific parts you're trying to get?
I want some teeth. I want a T-Rex fang.
Hopefully shouldn't be
Good
too
God.
hard, but go ahead and give me a survival check.
I'm gonna stab myself. 5.
Getting into this thing's jaw is harder than you expected. Like the gums and the sockets that hold these teeth into its jaw are a lot harder to pierce with your knife with your, puny little cat hands than you're able to kind of muster. You're kind of like chipping at the teeth. You do manage to get one of these smaller front teeth out. One of the ones that had been kind of like crunched onto Asmo's armor had been weakened. It's a chipped tooth. It's not the best T-Rex tooth in the world, but damn it, it's yours. So it fits in about the size, like the palm of your hand, because the front tip of it is very, the tip of the tooth is very dulled down and chipped from biting so much.
This thing could probably be turned into a pretty good dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Nara, realizing that the one time she will likely not be scolded for eating fresh meat, starts going to start eating a snack.
Yeah, as you see Miguel slicing away at the tongue, like just cutting into blocks of meat, wrapping them in leather, and putting them in this makeshift pouch that appears to be made out of old clothing that he used to wear but got kind of like ripped and torn over time. He's dressed currently in plant woven fibers, like basically hemp, vines, all organic materials, some leathers that he's been able to skin off of animals. It's a real patchwork job that he's wearing, this kind of duster-like robe cloak that he has.
Miguel,
like-
can you get to the liver?
Eventually, it's rolled onto the proper side to get there.
Does it taste good cooked?
You know, it's been a long time since I've cared about taste.
Yes,
can see
Cofer,
his-
no.
As he's smiling and chuckling at you, his teeth are like well rotted and
Oh,
kind of
no.
leathered and textured. Some of them are missing. He's been here a long time without any source of non-magical hygiene, and he's not exactly the magical type.
Wolfgang just kind of looks a little horrified right now. Just now that he's got a good look at him.
I'll go over and I'll try to give Miguel a hand and give him some advantage on his survival checks to carve this thing.
Sure. Let's see. Miguel with advantage. Ooh, nice on the advantage. He's able to harvest about 10 yards of T-Rex skin.
Woo.
Along with feathers and the like. He gives you a proper incisor, Denier. Like a nice proper,
Nice.
fully sized one after he saw what you were trying to do. And while you're assisting, he's also kind of pointing out how he does it in this wild-eyed, very quick blinking fashion. You can tell it's been a long time since he's been with another person, because he just sort of rambles and is very stream of consciousness when he's talking. It's actually very hard to follow at times, but he works his way down to the belly, starts taking out some of the choice organs. He does end up with the liver, a lot of the chest meat and leg meat has been poisoned and therefore kind of useless. But he's able to gather about, he takes about 15 pounds of T-Rex meat.
Nara's also going to be doing the same deal. Would I need to do survival for that, or?
Yeah, just a survival check. Go ahead and do it with advantage, as Miguel is just stream of consciousness talking how he's doing it.
Okay.
But he has a lot of the choice materials.
19.
19. You are able to gather its other eye. And if you have any means to carry it, like a water skin or any empty vials, you can fill as many of those with its blood as you'd like.
Yeah.
God, that's a lot of dinosaur blood.
I have like what, 5?
A
Dino
bucket.
blood.
5 buckets. A whole bucket.
5 vials of T-Rex blood.
How big is its skull, Lenny?
Nick Cage sort of put a down payment on it, dude.
It's pretty big. If you were to de-skin it, you do not have any bags on you aside from the bag of holding that might be able to contain this thing's skull. I'm trying to remember exactly how big a T-Rex skull is.
Could
It's
I put it in the I have an empty floor on the tower. Could I put it into the tower?
I have been allowing the tower to hold physical objects, haven't I? So I'll say yes. But it's going to take. Go ahead and give me a survival with advantage, since Miguel has been helping you out here.
Okay. This is hopefully fingers crossed. Come on, 14.
You're able to get a bunch of the meat and sinew off, but it's gonna take some time to actually. Let's say this: your first floor is going to be smelling a little rank for a bit.
Yeah.
As the T-Rex head decomposes.
Yeah, whenever that particular floor is summoned, yes.
How would you like to display it?
Well, I was just gonna, have it there for, to store it there for now, and then we can move it to, different floors as we need to.
All right, so right now I'm just gonna say it's a leg rest in front of your couch. It's about the head itself is about 3.5 feet long, about 3 feet wide at the largest part of the jaw, and 2.5 feet tall. T-Rex skull is 5 feet. Oh, biggest T-Rex skull. So yeah, 3.5 feet. Yeah. Yeah. I feel pretty good about my estimations.
Just to put a little flavor on acquiring that T-Rex eye, Nara will be. This is a new creature that she's never eaten before. So she is taking exploratory bites.
Oh,
around
you can get
parts.
As this meat is being carved out of it. Yeah, you have no trouble getting bites out of it.
Well, it's just trying to pull the eye out of the socket. She she looks down because there's the under the lower lid, and she's like, and kind of pulls it back, takes a little nibble, then pulls the eye out.
Yeah. The eye tastes like a lot of eyes that you've eaten.
God!
Set it up, I'll knock him down. The rest of the meat from various parts of it tastes very much like gamey lizard. You've had lizards on your travel before, some lizard people, in fact. And it tastes very much like that, but slightly gamier, maybe like a cross between goose and a gator folk.
Asmo,
What?
have you ever eaten a lizard or another snake man like you?
No.
Looks left and right, doesn't know if that's an accurate answer.
I'm gonna let you come.
As far as
up with
I
your
know,
backstories.
but I never know with my village. I do believe they repurpose some meat sometimes.
Do you have?
Why do you ask? Ah, my wounds. What? What do you-
Asmo also doesn't really
Um,
taste food.
No.
You
Just
you
kinda
had
swallows.
a similar aura to this thing, so I just wonder if you taste the same. You know?
Is this how I come across?
Asmo gestures to the T-Rex corpse.
Yeah, the now beheaded, desiccated corpse. It's just kind of like spurting blood onto the ground.
Give off the same energy as this. God.
While
realized I was
holding
a
the
monster.
eyeball on her hip.
No. You are far more dashing.
She smiles.
Miguel just kind of looks up. Oh no, this thing's definitely faster.
Asmo doesn't know what to say to him.
Not if he was an Asmosaurus Rex.
What?
As one of these, an Asmosaurus Rex.
Oh,
Detect magic.
I've just come to calling them Thunder Chompers.
Oh, I like that. But Asmosaurus Rex has a better ring, I think.
Whatever. Detect magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miguel is in fact the source of that blue energy that you've been tracking. First and foremost is the thing you noticed. The golden, like the deep gold aura that's, well, not deep gold, that dark shade of yellow that these T-Rexes were giving off seems to be dissipating into the air right now. The currents seem to be flowing actually ahead of you right now, kind of being pushed away from you in kind of a slight arc. Like off this way, and they kind of trickle out like that, just very slowly. In dots, they would look like... Hold on, where's just the paintbrush tool? Bah. Why is it still blue? I want that. Eh. 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 That's kind of what the trail looks like to you, as it slowly dissipates off this thing and all life force has extinguished.
Damn.
Daenerys, I'm guessing you're setting up the tower just to
Mm-hmm.
rest and pop things in.
I'm going to use a 4th level spell, which will give me 3 floors. Floor number 1 is going to be a just a straight up empty floor, which I'm going to put the skull into. Floor number 2 is going to be the lounge, and floor number 3 is actually I'll use a 5th level spell. Floor number 3 is going to be the bathroom, and floor number 4 is going to be the kitchen.
All right, and as you pop up this magical construct to store your T-Rex meat and head and ponder the mysteries that are this godforsaken fog, this is where we will end today's session.